Roland Abante, the man who once shook the stage of America's Got Talent, moved beyond a brief burst of fame to face reality. From an impromptu singing clip to the heights of America, his life contains countless hidden struggles carried in silence.
So in the Philippines, my work is in the morning, I'm a fisherman, and in the afternoon, I do drive a motorbike and I deliver passengers and goods.
The public has always questioned the price of fame, the traps of reality television, and the financial pressure placed on the shoulders of an accidental star. Now, at the age of 48, Roland has officially spoken out to confirm the truth behind the colored lights. What he reveals will completely change the way we view this turbulent journey of transformation. In 2023, Roland Abante stepped onto the stage of America's Got Talent Season 18 with the visible hesitation of a man who had never traveled far from his homeland. The journey to Pasadena, California, for the audition was also the first time the 45-year-old man had ever held a passport and boarded an international flight. It all began when the show's scouting team discovered his old singing videos on social media and personally invited him to participate. When he appeared before the vast auditorium and the four judges, Simon Cowell, Heidi Klum, Sofia Vergara, and Howie Mandel Abante, seemed deeply confused because of his limited ability to communicate in English. He needed the help of a Cebuano interpreter to share his personal story about the hardships of earning a living in the impoverished coastal town of Santander in Cebu province.
My daily routine is from 5 in the morning to 8 in the evening, fishing to driving a tricycle. Ako ang kabalaban. If you don't work, you can't feed your family.
Standing beneath the brilliant lights of the international music arena, Roland Abante emotionally told the judges and thousands of audience members, "This is the greatest dream of my life."
Every night I see in my cell phone only because this is my big dream.
That sincere statement quickly closed the distance between the humble Asian man and the entire auditorium. As soon as the melody of When a Man Loves a Woman began, Abante released a naturally raspy voice filled with a rugged, trembling intensity. The contrast between his initial shyness and the explosive power behind every line immediately transformed the atmosphere inside the theater. The sound surging from the chest of the self-taught singer awakened the entire room, erasing every barrier of language and culture between the stage and the audience. At the end of the performance, all four judges and everyone in attendance rose together to give him a long-standing ovation. Overwhelmed by the emotion of that moment, supermodel Heidi Klum left the judges' table and walked directly onto the stage to give the Filipino singer an encouraging embrace. Judge Simon Cowell also said that it was one of the most profoundly authentic performances he had witnessed in the history of the show. The warm reception from audiences around the world helped Roland Abante earn a place in the semifinals. During the performance night held on September 12th, Abante chose to challenge himself with the famous ballad "I Will Always Love You" by the late Whitney Houston. He once again carried the song toward its climax, with powerful high notes interwoven with the distinctive emotional strain of a man who held a microphone through instinct and life experience.
Will always love you.
The performance received another enthusiastic response as all four judges rose together to applaud and recognize his effort. The entire auditorium seemed to be swept along by every rise and fall in the sharp, textured phrasing of the singer from the Philippines. The passionate encouragement from the crowd appeared to give Abante considerable confidence after his early uncertainty in the unfamiliar environment. The results announced on September 13th brought an unfortunate pause to this competitive journey. The live vote from American television viewers selected two acts to advance to the finals: the dance group Chibi Unity, and magician Ana de Guzman. That result meant Roland Abante officially ended his run in the competition and lost the opportunity to reach the $1 million financial prize and a major performance contract in Las Vegas. Although he could not reach the final stage of the contest, his appearance created an enormous wave of attention from the international public and Filipino communities around the world. The competition door closed, ending Roland Abante's brief musical adventure in America, an experience that left behind a lasting emotional echo. That farewell returned the man to the rhythm of ordinary life, where television glamour gave way to practical concerns about the future. It forced him to make important decisions about the next stage of his struggle to earn a living ahead. Harsh reality. Roland Abante left the American television competition amid the disappointment of many international fans. The colored lights suddenly went dark, returning him to the real world and to the unresolved financial problems facing his family. Many viewers had expected his explosive appearance on international television to instantly transform the life of a naturally gifted performer. In reality, events unfolded in a way that was completely different from the glamorous assumptions of the public. He received no exclusive recording contract from a prestigious record label or any music producer in Hollywood. The major commercial agreements imagined by the public never appeared after the competition ended. Instead, the singer faced the burden of everyday living expenses as media attention began to fade. The full cost of the journey, along with additional expenses, gradually created tangible financial pressure. Roland Abante spoke openly about the difficult reality he experienced. Becoming a television sensation was a blessing, but applause and cheers from the audience cannot be used to pay monthly household bills. That statement accurately reflected the distance between temporary television fame and the demands of maintaining a real life. Appearing on a major entertainment program did not mean possessing a stable long-term income. Along with the financial issue, the producer's use of his personal circumstances also left emotional consequences for the person at the center of the story. The image of the impoverished fisherman was repeatedly emphasized to attract audience attention. That portrayal unintentionally created invisible pressure, turning Abante into a symbol of an entire community's desire to escape poverty. The enormous expectations of the public caused every step and every statement he made to be closely examined. The Filipino singer admitted that he became exhausted from carrying that image for such a long time. They give you a dream on stage, but when the show ends, you realize that you still have to manage alone in the current of life. I cannot live forever on the public's sympathy. That confession clarified the silent struggles reality show contestants often face when the spotlight withdraws. They are forced to adapt on their own and search for an independent path in order to survive in a demanding environment. The burden of age and physical changes also began to noticeably affect the performance ability of the man approaching 50. His naturally raspy voice, once his defining advantage, now faced the risk of vocal cord damage. A constant travel schedule across several states, combined with sudden weather changes between different climates, weakened Abante's health. Reaching high notes required a tremendous amount of energy from an already tired body. Although he faced the fear of chronic vocal damage, he continued trying to maintain his singing work and did not dare to stop. The strongest motivation keeping the self-taught singer moving forward was his responsibility toward his small family back home. The money saved from scattered small performances became the primary financial resource for supporting his wife Sethland. At the same time, that income also ensured the regular payment of tuition fees for his son, Roland Abante. A clear awareness of his responsibility to support his family helped him overcome physical pressure and continue accepting public performance schedules. Roland Abante chose to view reality with clarity rather than remain immersed in media-created illusions. The harsh reality did not extinguish his passion for music. It pushed the middle-aged man to search for an independent path. That change in mindset gradually helped him escape dependence on commercial entertainment programs. His self-driven efforts laid an important foundation for Abante to redefine his singing career in the journey ahead. The journey to independence. Roland Abante deliberately chose a completely new direction for his personal music career. Rather than continuing to wait for luxurious entertainment contracts from major media corporations, he searched on his own for independent performance opportunities in order to sustain his professional work over the long term. This strategic shift began with his decision to directly connect and collaborate with event organizers within Filipino communities living in the United States. This flexible working model gave the singer greater control over both his finances and his daily schedule. In August 2024, Roland Abante officially staged a full-scale solo concert titled My Story in Tampa, Florida. The event not only attracted a large audience from the Filipino diaspora, but also marked an important step in establishing his own musical identity. The warm support of the community became a strong foundation that allowed the middle-aged man to continue expanding his touring reach across America. The singer from the coastal region of Cebu repeatedly brought his voice to audiences in major metropolitan areas such as Houston, Chicago, Virginia, and cities in California. His demanding schedule throughout 2025 brought him continuous exposure at cultural exchange programs centered on local communities. The most notable example was his impressive appearance at the Barrio Fiesta Festival, a traditional event that attracted a very large Asian audience. By September, Abante temporarily paused his overseas touring schedule and returned to the Philippines to appear as a special guest at a concert by rock singer Jerome Abalos in Carcar City, Cebu Province. The event quickly received strong attention and enthusiastic support from the local public. Alongside his live stage performances, the man approaching 50 began devoting more energy to producing his own musical projects. He actively collaborated with independent local music producers to record entirely new songs. These original compositions were performed in both Tagalog and Cebuano, with lyrics focused on his own difficult experiences earning a living at sea. By telling true stories from his life, Abante gradually moved beyond the image of a singer known only for covering international hits. His persistent work in the recording studio soon produced the first rewarding results in both economic value and professional growth. Music officially became his only stable source of income, allowing the singer to completely leave behind the exhausting manual jobs of his earlier life. Today, Roland Abante has officially reached the milestone age of 48, with greater stability in both his family finances and his long-term career direction. The deteriorating tin-roofed house that once stood in the coastal town of Santander in Cebu Province has now been replaced by a solid home equipped with all essential living facilities. The financial gains accumulated through his independent tours have allowed him to provide the best possible living conditions for the people he loves. The educational future of his son, Greg Abante, has also become far more clearly and securely planned than it was in the difficult years of the past. At the present stage of his life, the singer maintains a highly flexible routine of traveling between the Philippines and the United States to fulfill stage engagements. Although he has achieved remarkable success in his independent music career, Abante continues to preserve his humble, unassuming nature and his gratitude for every opportunity to work. The maturity and resilience of the Cebu singer at the age of 48 were not accidental results of a single night beneath television lights. They were forged through painful lessons from the past, long before the name Roland Abante stepped into the spotlight. A local breakthrough. Roland Abante first attracted public and social media attention through a completely spontaneous moment that had never been planned. A video showing the shirtless man singing inside a small, inexpensive karaoke bar quickly exploded in popularity. It began in 2014 when a clip of him performing the classic song "To Love Somebody" started spreading rapidly across Facebook and YouTube. His unpolished voice, powered by remarkable strength, immediately attracted millions of views from online audiences. The wave of attention across social media earned Roland Abante the title of the Michael Bolton of the Philippines through public praise. Audiences in his homeland also began affectionately calling him Bunot, officially recognizing a unique musical phenomenon who had emerged from ordinary working-class life. The powerful appeal of the viral video opened a major opportunity for him to enter the professional entertainment industry in his country for the first time. In 2017, the singer decided to enter Tawag ng Tanghalan, an extremely popular musical competition segment on the television program It's Showtime, produced by ABS-CBN. Abante's appearance on national television quickly received enthusiastic support and praise from audiences across the country. He won a daily round and repeatedly generated impressive media attention through each live performance stage. Although he created a strong impact among the Filipino public, the Cebu singer could not advance to the season's final championship round. His early elimination from the domestic television competition officially ended his opportunity to win a major financial prize and exclusive artist management contracts. Refusing to become discouraged by the result on the national music stage, Roland Abante continued working persistently to sustain his own artistic activities. He independently released an extended play titled Buno on the streaming platform Spotify in an effort to reach and retain his own audience. For an extended period beginning in 2018, the singer actively accepted opportunities to perform on the famous mobile music platform Wish 107.5 Bus. He also appeared regularly at several provincial-level music gatherings across the Visayas region. The fame he gained online and through scattered small music events could not generate enough income to fundamentally transform his family's financial condition. The appeal of a social media sensation also gradually began to fade with time. The harshness of the domestic entertainment market forced Abante to confront the daily reality of earning enough money for food, housing, and family needs in his homeland. Away from professional stage lights, he had no real choice except to return to the physically demanding jobs he had once performed. The man resumed his familiar routine of going out to sea every early morning to catch fish near the coast. In the late afternoons, he continued riding his motorcycle as a passenger driver in order to cover the everyday living expenses of his small family. The long period of working between two completely different worlds unintentionally forged a resilient spirit in the ordinary singer from Cebu. His real experiences and the hardship of daily survival became the foundation for the bitter emotional depth that shaped every line he sang. The years spent struggling between manual labor and a passion for singing helped shape the entire character of Roland Abante. To fully understand the source of that enduring determination, one must look back at the difficult beginnings of his working life beside the shores of his homeland. Working-class roots. Roland Abante was born on August 3, 1978, in Cebu City, Philippines. He grew up in the quiet and impoverished coastal area of Santander at the southernmost end of Cebu Province, where the daily livelihood of local residents had depended largely on the sea's resources for generations. His family's extremely difficult working-class circumstances meant that the young boy had no opportunity or financial means to enter any formal educational environment or professional vocal training school. All of his earliest musical knowledge developed naturally through listening to melodies played on his family's old radio. His instinctive sensitivity to sound and his habit of singing along with recordings by famous international artists laid the earliest foundation for his voice. Classic romantic ballads became the single greatest passion connected to his materially deprived childhood. Growing up in a poor family of manual laborers, Roland Abante had to begin a difficult working life at an early age, in order to carry financial responsibility for those he loved. His ordinary routine often began before dawn with his work as a coastal fisherman. He guided a small wooden boat out to sea to catch fish, searching for daily food and short-term income for the entire family. When the intense midday heat began to descend, his work at sea temporarily ended, and another form of labor took its place. In the late afternoons, Abante tirelessly drove a hobble-hobble, a motorcycle service commonly used for passenger transport and deliveries along the steep, hazardous roads of Santander. He also found time to take additional manual jobs, including tailoring and making household furniture. The average total income from these physically demanding jobs was only around 400 pesos per day. That extremely limited amount made it constantly difficult to cover essential living costs for his wife Sethlin and to fully support the education of his son, Roland Abante. The daily pressure of food, clothing, housing, and money could not extinguish the love of singing that had already taken deep root in the mind of the poor laborer. Singing became his only emotional remedy for relieving the exhaustion that followed long hours of draining work. The man regularly appeared at inexpensive videoke venues around his neighborhood, or eagerly performed for entertainment at small community gatherings. The sincere reception and warm praise of his neighbors gradually gave him greater confidence. During those years of informal singing in the village, Abante's distinctive raspy voice and instinctive phrasing style gradually took clear shape. His performance style was deeply influenced by legendary international singers such as Percy Sledge, Michael Bolton, and Whitney Houston. Roland Abante's journey from a fisherman and motorcycle passenger driver in a poor coastal village to a man raising his voice on American soil is more than a media phenomenon. It is living proof of resilience and the value of sincerity. Stage lights and applause eventually fade, but the courage to face reality and the love of family are what keep his voice echoing. What impressed you most about Roland Abante's story? Does the truth behind reality television change the way you view the path toward transformation for talents who emerge from the spotlight? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below so we can discuss them together. If you found this video meaningful and worthwhile, remember to press like and share to help spread this inspiring story, and subscribe to the channel today so you do not miss the next thought-provoking videos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and see you again in future videos.